Successful is more side effect of what your process is routine after time. Show me your process, I'll show you results. So hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is 13th November 2024. Today we are going to look at how we can simplify, how we can have simplicity in trading as a business. It has been almost like 3-4 years when I'm not producing video how about I trade my strategy, but today I'm going to reveal to you guys my trading strategy. I'll reveal to you how I trade the win rate, how I come up to understand my win rate, and how I've come to manage to go through all that period of 8 years when I'm trading the crypto. So guys, in the template is start. Some of the few non-complex or the simplified complex few things on how we can make them easier for us to be able to soften this work of trading. Hello guys, this is Slim Crypto. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today is 13th November 2024. Actually, we are in Q4 Gaia, and we are here for a few main reasons. The reason as to why we are here is because we are here for crypto. Anyone who is a newbie into this business, actually we are here for those who are too enthusiastic about trading cryptos. I started trading cryptos in 2018. Okay, I came to know about cryptos in 2016. That's early back in years. And right now, if I calculate something like 10 years down the road when I'm into this business, so I'm too much indulged into this business of trading cryptos. And we are in 2024. For those who have been around all that, it's almost like approaching a decade. We are trying to maneuver through the ups and downs of the business. So right now, once we look at the price of Bitcoin, because it's insane, or it's not of any sense not talk about the price of BTC before we talk about anything else on the topic of crypto. As right now, as I'm talking about BTC, I last checked Bitcoin when it was trading at 89, of which it has broken above all its high, which was $72,900. Of which I think right now we are into a bull run, which is the post-election, the US elections, as the cycles we know them, that usually after the elections in US, Bitcoin has to pump and make a break above the previous all-time high, and that's form a new all-time high. So right now, we are eyeing BTC to hit 100,000 to 270,000 within the Q4 and Q1 of 2025. So as right now, as we are speaking, the reason why we are here today on 13th November 2024, we are going to talk about how we have managed to maneuver throughout the year, the strategy we have been deploying, the cryptos we have been trading, the cryptos we have been invested, and then a few basics as someone who is just starting should put into consideration before starting this crypto business. Remember guys, if you are too much planned earlier bit, you usually have to start your year a bit earlier before the year ends. So for example, for me, my next year's plan, which is 2025, my next year's plan is just to have a serious trading plan. It's to have a serious trading desk or a team. We are supposed to have planned that earlier on, and we are doing that. I may just have to show it here as it's indicated. So as it is just indicated here as a blueprint of this, all that's going to take place. And mind you about that, we have formatted our work plan on how the thing is going to work. So right now, let's go into our main topics as of today. So as we have looked at the price of BTC, we are saying it's changing hands at around 85 to 89, which is the new all-time high, and we are looking at breaking that to 100,000 per BTC. As those who have been around, we have managed to see that we have been trading memes seriously, because if you have been around, we have been trading memes, basically memes. Yes, all this year from January up to date, that's why it is year to date, we have been to MemeFi. Those who understand some of the terms we use in crypto, MemeFi is that period whereby it's a trend that people are making money from memes more than even Bitcoin, because some memes, they have outperformed other cryptos or alts, and some have outperformed Bitcoin itself. Like for example, we have been with Politify, those memes attached to the political sentiment, they have tried to outperform, and we haven't faced a lot of challenges from centralized agencies which are trying to take over or which are trying to govern the crypto finance systems, which is trying to take over the traditional financial systems. So as you're on this business, purposely you're here to make money, and if you're not making money, it means you are really not put into what is really necessary to be positioned in your own way so that you can make money. Because usually crypto, these are narratives. For you to make money, you must have understand the aspects of making money, whereby one, the geography or the environment, and then you must understand the trend of the all flow of the money, of the global money. As you have been seeing, there has been wars, and as you always know that when there is war, commodities like oil, it tries to pull up in its prices. Those who have been trading oil, they have been making money. Then gold itself, gold has been going up, and then Bitcoin has been trying to find where it's sort of supposed to be, because it's only that BTC, when we try to realize or to assume, maybe to anticipate the price or the movement for Bitcoin, it does literally what's opposite to what the masses think of it. So for example, we're thinking Bitcoin is going to go to a new all-time high earlier alone in this year. That's in Q1 and Q3. Q1, yes, Q2, but just did really what's opposite, it collapsed. back to something like 46, from 60 to 45 up to around there. So then, as we always know that we must have these cycles respected, we may just have to be well equipped with some of the strategies in investment. For example, DCA or dollar cost averaging as the best way to go about investing in crypto, because cryptos carry a lot of volatility. It's the most volatile assets or financial assets you can try to invest in throughout the whole your entire life. And mostly Bitcoin, but depending on your or maybe your position in terms of daily life or earnings, you can quickly allocate a certain amount of percentage onto your income, maybe 20% or 30%, or maybe if you're a maximum, you can try to allocate the whole of your entire money into Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the safe haven right now. For those who have been orange pilled, they already understand what Bitcoin is. So before we go very far, I've been so much invested into memes. I've been into much invested, like 50%. I've been invested 50% into a meme. That was the first AI meme generated by AI. It's called Turbo. Yeah, if you can go on Twitter and look for it, it's called Turbo. I've been 100% into Turbo. I invested it. I wasn't trading it, I was investing in it. I made 100% of my capital. So I pulled a lot of my profits out of it. As right now we speak, Turbo is exchanging hands at 3 zeros, and then at 3 something like that, 0.0003. Yet it pumped up to around 0.01. So I made 100% gains of my entire capital. So when we go forward, when we continue, and we have to look about why some people they make money and others don't make money in this business. This is a field of knowledge whereby if you don't have field knowledge, because you cannot do any business without knowledge, you will have a knowledge gap. Basically, knowledge gap will make you more mistakes. So if you invest in yourself by getting more knowledge about the business, it's like you're positioning yourself to be more strategic on how you're going to come up or to reduce on your drawdowns within the business. And I feel that drawdowns are more painful than losing strikes, yes, because if we have ever tried to cover about drawdowns are usually the standard is less than 30% of the entire portfolio. If you have to if your entire portfolio is 100%, then your drawdown should be something like 30% below that. If you accept to lose, if you look at your curves, or maybe you the curves, and your drawdown is beyond 30%, then that's basically it's too much out of your entire portfolio. Some put a limit to maybe 27% as your drawdown, but I myself, I go with 30% and below. I don't accept to go beyond 30% below as my drawdown. Then my winning strikes, based on my trading strategies, I may have, because basically I can have 2 trades in the row or within the day, but I don't go beyond 2 trades in a day. So whereby in a month I can have something like 14 or 15 trades. So what do we consider into, what do we put into consideration before going through all that plans of trading and investment? We have said, one, we need knowledge. We need knowledge, and then a few basic tools, whereby you need the internet, you need basically the internet, you need the gadgets like computers, and then you need mentorship. If you have mentorship, you're easily to go about a few common mistakes which can cost you some good money. Otherwise, if you don't go through mentorship, you might have a lot of issues still. So then you also need a trading journal. This is my journal. I have very many of them, but this is one of them. This is 2024 journal. If you can see it, it has everything. So we don't, as you can see it here, we don't try to complicate things. The more you make things complicated, the more difficult you find while going throughout, or you're trying to maneuver throughout the business or trading. So idea, what we do, what we are saying is that if you have the knowledge, and then you have a mentor, and then the basic tools, stable internet, stable power supply, and then your commitment. If you're committed to get the knowledge of the business and to go all in, you make it into this business of trading cryptos. Some people don't really understand how the cryptos work, but if you have a mentor, you just make a shortcut of all the unnecessary information you have to consume, which is not organized. That's why you really need a mentor, and it will save you time than going all in and try to consume unnecessary information about everything. So then we need a trading plan. So in a trading plan, these are rules, these are a set of guidelines you're going to follow. Basically your guidelines which suit your personality and the routine. Because if your trading plan says you're going to trade cryptos, which is always an open market, it means someone else might have a trading plan which doesn't suit his daily routine. So with cryptos, the market is always open 24/7. The market is always open 24/7, and which is not the same to other markets like currencies or forex. Other markets, they don't open on the weekends. So with crypto, it's always available 24/7. Then when you look at your trading plan, you must have a trading strategy. And in trading strategy, you might be basically beginner. As for beginners usually use indicator-based strategies. Beginners usually deploy indicator-based strategies, and then the pro ones usually deploy with price action, volume profile, and order flow. So if you're a beginner, you're going to rely more on the indicators, and of which indicators are thousands of indicators at the space to be used by beginners. It's only that the trading gurus who come and expose these new starters or beginners into something without telling them the rate of the business. So when you look at how price action works. Price action basically for pro traders, you really rely on the volumes and precision of the volumes and price. So you don't over rely on the indicators, because indicators, they are subjective, yet volumes and price, these are subjective as to really what's really as price action is. Now, as still you're having to develop your trading plan, there is no trading plan you're going to develop without really mastering inside your real or your personal, because you have to go through that every in and out of trading for you to develop a trading plan. You cannot develop a plan of something you don't have experience about. Why? That's why you have to go through the learning process. If you go through the learning process, you're going to understand how you develop your own trading plan based on your routine. If your routine suits you a certain type of time onto charts, that's basically you're going to have a trading plan which is personal and suits your time. That's why we are saying that there's no way you can develop a trading plan without really understanding and mastering what is inside this trading thing. So guys, when I talk about trading plans, you really have to put into consideration that usually it's acquisition of knowledge first. As we have said, you have to acquire knowledge first, and then maybe either through a mentorship or self-education. That's via YouTube, whereby you're going to consume every kind of information and it will take you a lot of time, which is not the same as to going through mentorship, because mentorship will just organize for you the irrelevant from relevant information, and then they give it to you at a certain cost. So that's why you really need to have that difference. Then we are saying for beginners, usually they are indicator based, and then for experienced traders, they are price action and volume or order flow. So I myself, I really rely on pure price action with one indicator. Most institutional traders really rely on LSMA indicator, Chandelier exit. Those who can look about it, it's a Chandelier exit indicator. Then sometimes Bollinger Bands, and then LSMA, then a 200 moving average. That is the simpler one to deploy, 200 moving average. But remember, with precision to volumes, because pro traders usually are volume based and price precise traders. They really put their trades based on what they see, what's taking place on the charts. Like for me, before I became profitable, I was deploying a lot of indicators on my charts, whereby you could apply moving averages like 3, the 21, the 50, and then the 100. So if I deploy all of these, I'm going to add even I'm going to deploy also the Bollinger Bands, of which Bollinger Bands is a moving average based indicator. If you really understand, let me say, if you understand how indicators work, because if you're going to how these systems work, like for example TradingView realizes data, or it analyzes data based on the programming language, which is PineScript. So based on the PineScript language, TradingView analyzes data based on the programming language, which is coded in PineScript. Now if you go and understand about Bollinger Bands, and then at the same time you deploy or you set up your moving averages on the same chart, you have trend lines. So you're gonna have a garbage of the chart, which is complex, dirty, and at the same time it is confusing, because you'll have indecisions of what's going right or what's gonna be give you an edge about the next moves in price. So as more knowledge you gain and exposure, which is experience, you're going to reduce this all garbage of indicators to either 1 or 2. You're going to reduce them to either 1 or 2 indicators. Now, being self-educated with a mentor, because you have already to seek knowledge, no one's going to spoon feed you. If you're self-educating yourself, you're self-educating on knowledge, you're gonna have a lot of chances that you're gonna go through everyone's specification about a certain type of indicator, because everyone is going to tell you his that's working for him than yours. Yet for you have not really discovered, or you haven't figured out which one is going to work for you. And one of the few bases that any profitable trader has really identified his or her own trading system. And these trading systems, it might be integrated with indicators, price action. It might be integrated with indicators and price action, because the market really has, remember guys, trading is technical, which is like a bit 20% and then 99%. Okay, it's 90% could be technicals. Sorry, it is maybe 80% psychology or 90% psychological, and then the 20% could be just technicals. So if you really mastered out the technicals on charts, if you have mastered out technicals on the charts, you're not going to surely be able to execute on charts when your mentor was not worked upon. I think I'm clear. If you haven't really gained the confidence on charts, just have a mouth click. It's the same thing that you are lacking confidence in yourself intimately for you to have a mouth click on a long or a short, yet you have the technical knowledge of the next move in the market to give you that kind of win on the market. So now, that's why we always say that if 90% trading is psychological, then the 10% could be the technical or the fundamental. So here, when we are deploying about the systems, we are saying that these systems, they are either integrated with indicators, because for you, how would you identify the key? How are you going to identify the key levels on the market without use of these indicators? Indicators, they will give you key levels, and these key levels are psychologically visible to everyone. What do we mean? So let me say, if price settles at a moving average, let me say 20 moving average, price settles at a moving average of 20. It's the same market everyone is seeing, and anyone who knows the psychology as why people are seeing it as a level which is variable in price, everyone is going to have his entry at that kind of settlement at a 20 moving average, and it will be a value area whereby it could be an order block or something like a point of control. So if you master this, that everyone recognizes these levels as psychological areas of value, someone can be mentally and gain confidence to take advantage of them. Otherwise, if you don't have that confidence, but you have the technical bit, you might fail to have these opportunities executed within the market. So as we are still looking at this few, we are breaking down the few basics as someone can have as a beginner or as a pro. We are saying that pro traders really rely on price action, volume, and order flow. And they might just have to use one or a few, 1 to 2 indicators. That is it. Now, when we are going to, we have finished our trading plan, of which this trading plan entices trading strategies, systems, which have been proven over and over a very long period of time. If your system doesn't work, it means you have not really practiced, or you haven't been backtesting it, or you haven't been foretesting it. Because for you really to find out an edge in the market, you need to find out which systems works for you. It could be price action and volume, or order flow and volume profile. It may be indicator based as a beginner, but you have backtested over hundreds of trades on charts. It gives you an edge and confidence that this system is working, because trading is really a game of, it's a business, or it's a game of technicals and fundamentals and then psychologies. You really have to go through the back data. So the back data doesn't really have an affirmation that it can give the future. It can predict the future. As you know that past results, they already say that past results are not a formation of the future of what's going to happen in the future. So here we are saying that trading plan entices trading strategies, set of rules to govern you in risk management, how you're going to handle yourself as in terms of losses. Are you really able to not put your brain onto the market or over blaming someone? Because if you really a trader and you're still blaming, you're not really a trader. If you're still blaming the market, or you're still blaming someone over losses, you aren't yet there to be called yourself as a trader. It means you don't recognize your trading systems. And if your trading systems, you know it is not 100%, how do you go on and again try to blame someone else, or you transfer your weaknesses to someone else, or the market owes you something, or you owe anything about the market? No, which is not. So you just have to trust your system and move on. Accept the loss and have an improvement. Go back and assess why you lost, why you win, why did you win, or why did you lose that trade. You don't have to transfer that into a brain. So that will separate you from a profitable trader and as maybe a newbie or someone who's like serious about the business. Then we are saying trading plan, trading strategies, and then trading psychology. So we have been even breaking through the trading psychology as inside your trading plan. You really have to master how the psychology of the business works. Because if you don't recognize the psychology of trading, you're gonna have a lot of issues. You will break down mentally, and you think that the market maybe owes you something, but which would not be the case. So, as we are trying to finalize how we have been going through about this, we are trying to simplify how we can come up with simplified way of make money out of this trading business. So right now we are saying knowledge, mentors, gadgets, trading plans, trading psychology. You need a proven system which you bring back to the state. You need a mentorship or a mentor, a personal mentor, and then also need to remove that gap of you, knowledge gap. You have to keep updating yourself about that now. Then as we continue, simplicity, remember guys, simplicity is key. You need trading journals. If you make everything simple, then you'll find that the business moves in the simplest way. That's what you can have. That's how you can go about your simplicity in business. Otherwise, the more you complicate things, you need to have things simpler. Like for example, you can come up on the chart, and when you're on the chart like this, you haven't really realized, maybe you have not realized how you come on the chart, because you cannot come out of the blue and then you have a trade on the chart. You really have to go through the technical fundamentals and then through your trading plan. Follow those rules as set of guidelines to give you an edge as your trading system. It is uploaded. So simplicity and routine. When you have routine is another key important factor here. The more you have daily goals, these goals are coherent or they are congruent with the bigger goals. For example, you might have to benchmark yourself. If my trading plan is saying I have to trade 2 times in a day, 2 trades in a row, which is the day, it means I'm going to have 2 trades daily. If I lose one, I win one. If I lose both, I don't go back again and try to chase the market. So if I try to explain to you this simply means that one loss can be covering up the other win. If your daily goal on a trade is like maybe a risk to reward, because you have a proven system which has a win rate, you may not need a win rate which is 99%. For example, these institutions have trading systems which have a win rate of like 38 to 40 to 45 around there. Even don't reach about 55%. So if you have a proven system which works for you, imagine you can have a low win rate but with consistency. You can have a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, whereby risk 1% and then you take your profits off your table at 1% still. Or you might have a 1.5 to break even, depending on what suits for you as your daily goal. If you have 2 trades in a row, you might have to trade 2 markets or trading the same market, but ideally you'd better have more experience and exposure about a single market than having exposure to different markets. It's like managing more than because if you have, let me say for example, if you know the volatility, let me say the volatility is just a risk for BTC. BTC can swing up in a day, like let me say 2.5 to 3.5. That's the maximum it can. If it is too high, it can go even up to 11% in a day, based on what's happening. But if you know that BTC moves 2.5 to 3%, and then are you realistic in your risk to reward? Because if you put a 1 to 5 on the BTC pair, let me say in the futures, how realistic are you going to be in your returns? So you might have always to maybe to adjust with experience, because the more you're exposed on the one ticker, you will understand that pain and be able to maneuver with it. That is all. So there is no shortcut about that. You really need one pair, try to understand and master its ways. You befriend it and you have confidence about it. Do not give you burden. That's it. So we are saying simplicity is key. If you have a proven strategy, maybe price action trader, maybe volume profile and order flow, if the one which suits for you, you go for that. Like for me, I usually combine these two systems: order flow, volume profile, or price action and volumes. Those are the two trading systems I basically use. Link in the description. Click to subscribe to the channel, guys. It's already we are past 13. We have to maybe move our calendar to 14. We are into another day, guys. We have entered 14th November. And we are still looking how we have been maneuvering throughout the year about trading. I'm very excited this year to have a win rate of 53%. Yeah, my win rate has improved from 43. Gradually it has been going 48 until because I've been investing until when I last traded in September. No, in August. That's when I last had the trades. I basically trade futures markets on cryptos, but I've been actively investing into this Bitcoin bull run. So those who have been around and all that have managed to make good gains, guys. Good gains there. You have really made some good money, guys, there. And we are continuing to make money. So this is the business which doesn't fuck off someone chase your tail. You just need to have knowledge, commitment, and what's really as necessary for you to start. If you want to learn how to trade, you have to have a mentor, and the mentorship will give you everything to your success, guys. There's no one who's going to chase your tail that overdo this and do this. No, it cannot be, guys. So, Team Crypto, I love you guys. Let's make not this video too long. We are going to end the year. We are on 21st or on 20th. I'm going to slot a full chicken for Trump having won the election, and we are next year we are most likely to hit 270,000 per Bitcoin, because Trump is pro crypto, he's not anti crypto, and then he's trying even to find his cabinet with more organized guys like Larry Fink. If you know Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, and then Elon Musk is also around. He's pro crypto, you know him. He has been pushing his Dogecoin. Trump himself has MAGA tokens, he has NFTs. So it has been massive for all of this year, guys. Link in the description. Him Crypto, subscribe to the channel. If you wanna learn how to trade, join my trading academy through the YouTube channel Him Crypto. You can look for me there, and things are going to be very, 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 very cool, guys. Let me wish you peace. I love you. Peace.